Here we go. Everything was cooked perfectly. What's up guys? Welcome back to Vegas Vixen in the kitchen. So today we're going to be making Banh Chao, also known as Vietnamese crepes or just crepes in general, and I guess for Vietnamese people they call it Banh Chao. So to go over all of our ingredients, we have our veggies for later, we have some ground chicken, and you can use whatever you like, ground pork, you can add shrimp. I have our crepe mixture here, I have some onions to go with the chicken, and then our liquids. So I have about 3.5 cups of water here, a cup of milk, and we'll start with our crepes. So I'm just gonna cut this open. And what's really cool about this is it comes with a little packet of turmeric, and this is what makes it yellow. So we're gonna put this into our bowl. Actually, before I put this into our bowl, I like to use 1 egg. So I'm gonna have 1 egg. I don't think it's necessary, but I'm used to adding an egg in there. So we're gonna whisk that. Now that that's combined, we'll add 1 whole bag of the Banh Chao or Banh Chao flour. All right, so I have the bag of Banh Chao flour in there, and I'm gonna add a little bit of this, which is, it's a tempura batter mix. So growing up, my mom always put a little bit of this in there, and they call it masala bukong because there's a picture of shrimp on there. So just a little bit of this, not a lot. I usually just put about 1/2 cup. And then I'll put that over there, and then we're gonna add our turmeric powder. And this was actually attached to the Banh Chao flour. And I have extra here, just in case. And this just really gives it the yellow color. I'll throw this away. And I'm kinda gonna give it a little stir. Kind of incorporate with the eggs before I add the water. Okay, so I'm gonna add 3.5 cups of water. I'm gonna do a little by little. As you can see, that little bit of turmeric didn't really do any color difference to it, so I'm gonna probably add a little bit extra. Let's add more water. Just so it doesn't clump. Let's add the rest of the water. And then the milk. And we whisk and mix it in. And some people use coconut milk. I decided to go with milk. And then some people put green onions into their batter. I just like it plain. So it's pretty incorporated now. I'm gonna add a little bit of this turmeric so we can get that yellow color. And I don't even think the turmeric does anything for it. I think it's just for color purposes only. We're gonna add a pinch of salt, 2. And that is ready. And now we're gonna start with our stuffing. And we're gonna go to the stove for that. Okay, now we're just gonna get our pan nice and hot. We're gonna drizzle some oil over the pan. Be a little bit more generous. Swirl it around. And then we have some fresh minced garlic. We're gonna use about 2 tablespoons. And we're just gonna brown it up a little bit before we add our ground chicken. Now that our garlic is golden brown, we're gonna add our ground chicken. Now we're going to add some chicken powder, 2 heaping small spoons, actually maybe 2.5. And now we're just gonna cook it until the chicken is fully cooked before we add our pepper and our onions. Okay, now that our chicken is pretty much almost, well, it's done, we're gonna drizzle some black pepper, a little bit, move her around, and then we're gonna add our sliced onions. And this is 1 sliced onion. If you don't like onions, you don't have to use it. I love onions, so that's why I have a whole onion in there. And we're just gonna cook it until the onions are a little wilted, not too wilted, and then we're gonna turn it off and we're ready to start making our crepes. And there you have it, that's our stuffing. All right, now we have our pan nice and hot. We are gonna warm up some oil. And it's gonna look like a lot, but I'm gonna be pouring it out, and we're gonna be recoating it every time we make a crepe. Make sure it's all coated. And it's hot. We're gonna pour it into this bowl. Turn this off for a second. And then turn this back on. And this is gonna be my makeshift brush. Usually we have a piece of fat, but I'm gonna just use these little onions. And you can tell that the oil's hot because it's cooking the onions a little bit. All right, now we have our batter. Let's move this over here. And we're gonna take a ladle and we're gonna just scoop a whole scoop of the crepe. We're just gonna use 1 ladle. Keep swiveling it around. And then we'll let it cook down, and then we're gonna flip it over. All right, now we're ready to flip. And we're gonna do it super carefully. There we go. We're gonna get it a little crispy on the other side. Then we're going to flip it back, put a little bit of bean sprouts, a little bit of our filling, fold it up, and it's done. We left it on for about 2 minutes on one side. Now we're gonna put some bean sprouts in there on one side, a little bit of the filling, And then we're going to put a lid on it to kind of steam the bean sprouts a bit. And you can actually steam the bean sprouts ahead of time, so you save some time. And then the heat from the crepe allows it to kind of wilt too. So about 2 minutes, and we're ready to fold it and plate it. And then we're gonna make a few more. All right, so now that it's a little steamed, we are ready to fold it over like a taco. And that is your Banh Chao. That's ready. And we're gonna put it onto the plate. And now we're just gonna make stacks. All right, so now that we have our Banh Chao done, as you can see, a lot of people like to eat it with the lettuce and wrapping it and holding it, dipping into the fish sauce. I've seen people actually use the, what's that called? Spring roll wrapper and wrapping it and then eating it that way. And my favorite way, how I've always been eating it, is I just take one, I put the filling inside the bowl, I rip up the crepe into little pieces, like that. I'm gonna move this aside. And then I just really grab some lettuce and I break that into there. This is how I ate it as a kid, and it just kind of stuck with me till now. I think there's really no wrong way of eating this. Don't judge me, but it's the most convenient thing. I have some herbs. My favorite is the Vietnamese coriander. I have some mint in there. I have some shiso, and I have this thing. Don't know what's it called, but I know it's good for coughing. And I have some cucumbers. Can't go wrong with cucumbers. I'm just gonna rip that in half. I'll rip it into pieces. Oops. Throw it in there. And then drizzle some fish sauce. And to your liking, and then I just mix it up in the bowl. It's the most convenient way of eating it. And I can't wait to try it. And let me get a little bit of everything. So it's a little bit of the crepe, a little bit of the meat and veggies. If I can achieve that. Let's see. We're gonna have to take multiple bites. Okay, here we go. Everything was cooked perfectly. The chicken was seasoned really well. The freshness of the vegetables really balances it out with the fish sauce. So delicious. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment, let me know what you think, and don't forget to subscribe and share on your social media. See you next time. Whoops. This is just gonna be one that I eat because I messed it up. My phone fell into Theodore's water. What if I could just go like this? Think I can do it? Okay, maybe not. What? Okay, this is a bad one. I said it all wrong.
Do it. Do it again.
Let me do it again. Wish I